Hi, my name is Mitch. I'm a retired pharmacist. I decided to do some YouTube videos to enlighten people on what I've learned over the years. In many cases, it has nothing to do with medications. Preventive health is what we should all be focused on rather than treatment. The reason for this is simple. 85% of all diseases are not curable and treated with symptomatic medications rather than a cure. I know this sounds alarming, but it's the absolute truth. And that's what got me interested in doing these videos. The first subject I wanted to discuss was glycemic index and how this affects how we gain and lose weight. Glycemic index is a value used to measure how much specific foods increase blood sugar levels. The classification of foods are simple: low, medium, and high glycemic index with a numerical ranking from 0 to 100. The lower the glycemic index, the less it may raise the blood sugar levels and cravings. Generally, to maintain a healthy weight, we need to eat foods below 50. Harvard Health Publishing is just one publication that lists the glycemic index of foods. Google search, as you know, the #1 search engine, will find all the lists you need for glycemic index. Just remember those two words, glycemic index. This subject may appear boring and unimportant, but you must realize this is the holy grail of losing weight and keeping it off for the long term. Dieting can appear difficult and confusing to many, but these two words, glycemic index, simplifies the diet formula. Again, we simply want to eat foods below 50 to lose and maintain the appropriate weight and the BMI, the body mass index. I had many people come into the pharmacy, and some almost in tears, and they would say, "Mitch, why don't I lose weight? I eat just about nothing. Exercise 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week." First, the answer again is simple. The foods they eat have a glycemic index above 50. I call these foods pleasure foods that stimulate the opiate receptors in the brain, telling us to eat more of them. That's right, I said that. Opiate receptors in the brain. So the same receptors that stimulate opiates stimulate the pleasure foods. Basically, this makes us feel hungry within 30 minutes of eating. Also, the formula for losing weight is 80% diet and 20% exercise, like biking or elliptical training. Weightlifting helps tone the muscle, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love weightlifting too, but it just doesn't burn the calories. It doesn't stimulate that loss of fat. It's vigorous, heart-pumping aerobic exercise to burn unwanted calories and fat. Many people don't realize that it takes up to, and this sounds absurd and you're going to not agree with it, 90 minutes of aerobic exercise per day to deplete the glycogen stores in the liver. The glycogen stores are what are converted into fat. So when you don't burn those glycogen stores, those get stored many times as visceral fat, which I'll discuss in another video, but visceral fat is the worst kind of fat of all. Okay, so you've got to burn up those glycogen stores. So how are you going to do it? You've got to do aerobic exercise. But again, it's only 20%. 80% is the foods that we eat with a low glycemic index. This is why long-distance runners are so thin without the 80-20 formula. The rest of us have to deal with the 80% diet and 20% aerobic exercise formula. I don't want to bore you to death, so this is all I have for today. But be sure, I will make more of this type of video at least once or twice per week. My goal again is to enlighten you on what I have learned over the years and what works for health and longevity. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching. Have a happy and healthy day. May we all live healthier and longer for what we share together. Mitch the Retired Pharmacist, I'm out.